Hello everybody and welcome. And yes, the time has come because we are at the end of our player role journey and we're going to spend today's video talking about the greatest role in the game. And let's get started with an overview of the role. The Deep Lying Playmaker is a role that can be used in either the center or defensive midfield area. Sitting at the base of your midfield gives this role an expansive range to pick out passes. They'll follow the play and look to create scoring chances for their more attacking teammates. And though it's not a major part of their game, they can score goals as well. The Deep Lying Playmaker is the most patient of the playmaking roles, because they will follow the ball, but they're not obsessed with getting it. You'll often find them behind the play, or lying deeper in your formation, because they want to be an outlet for your team. We'll look at an example of this type of play, starting with my team on the ball out on the wing. Watch how the playmaker makes himself available for a pass, but it's not overt. He's there when the team needs him and then links it to the other side of the field. And in this one, we'll see the familiar positioning for the Deep Lying Playmaker, right at the base of the midfield. He'll link our defense to our attack as we get the goal. On the defensive side, whenever I talk about playmaking roles, I'll usually say something like, well, they'll be there, but they're going to wait for their teammates to win the ball back for them. This is not the case with the Deep Lying Playmaker, as it's the only playmaking role available on a defend duty, which makes it an extremely capable defensive role. Here's the opponent on the ball attacking to the left. This is the Deep Lying Playmaker. He'll anchor the defensive midfield and win the ball back. But pay attention to what he does after we start our possession. Stay behind the play and be the outlet in case the counter isn't on. And of course, like all the other playmakers, the Deep Lying Playmaker is what's known as a focus role. And a focus role means teammates will be more likely to pass them the ball over another player role. In the next section, we'll talk a little bit more about this role. Whenever your team is attacking, maybe on a counter attack or you have a numbers advantage, oftentimes that initial attack will break down. Maybe you have a bad pass, a poor first touch, the defense clears the ball. Whatever it may be, the Deep Lying Playmaker excels at these types of situations. This is because the Deep Lying Playmaker's positioning in the midfield makes it easy for teammates to pass them the ball whenever that first attack breaks down. This is us attacking right outside the opponent's goal. And we have a couple players in an advantageous position. Well, when we try to get that crucial pass, this defender is going to knock the ball out wide, seemingly stopping our advantage. But the Deep Lying Playmaker is going to sit at the base of the formation, make it easy for his teammate to pass him the ball, and then get the assist. This role is available on either the defend or support duty. On support, they'll have less focus on defending and get further into the midfield. And on defend, they'll dribble less and sit deeper in your formation. The Deep Lying Playmaker on defend is the only playmaking role in the game that doesn't have take more risks as a hard-coded player instruction. This is why they have such a patient aspect to their game. Now let's compare the Deep Lying Playmaker to another playmaking role, the Regista. First off, they both like to control play from the midfield. They're both pass-first playmakers, and they both need attacking players ahead of them. But the Deep Lying Playmaker is more patient, better at defending, and will hold their position. While the Regista plays with more risk, has an even more expansive passing range, and roams from their position. Because this is a video on the Deep Lying Playmaker, let's take a look at why risk isn't always good. This is us in possession, in a good position in front of the opponent's goal. This is the Regista, who's going to try a risky pass to his teammate out on the wing. The pass goes too far, and with a poor first touch, we lose possession. So the Deep Lying Playmaker is a more dependable role, but it's not as flashy as the Regista. It's up to you as the manager to decide if this is good or bad. And speaking of, in the next section, we'll talk about how to use this role in a tactic. The Deep Lying Playmaker is a possession-focused role, which shouldn't be too surprising based on their play. They're going to sit deeper in your formation and try and keep the play in front of them, which means for complementary roles, I like using at least one scoring-focused role in the midfield and one scoring-focused role out on the wing. For the center midfield, it would be either the central midfielder on attack or the Metzala on attack. And on the wing, the inside forward on attack or the roundoider. The tactic for today will see us heading back to where it all started in my very first video, Pacific FC in the Canadian Premier League. It's a 4-3-3, which is my favorite formation to use with a Deep Lying Playmaker on a defend duty. This is because the role is defensively capable enough to hold down the defensive midfield area by themselves, and since they're a playmaker, they can take advantage of the attacking players ahead of them. Both flanks are using complementary roles, not only to the Deep Lying Playmaker, but to each other as well, with a winger and inverted wingback on one side, and an inside forward and wingback on the other. The Metzala will give us an attacking threat from the center midfield, and while almost any striker can work with this playmaker, I've gone for the Deep Lying forward to help in the attacking midfield area. The team instructions are simple, focused on getting it to our playmaker, and the higher defensive line makes us more compact when defending. Let's do a highlight breakdown to see how these roles work together. We start with my central defender on the ball, attacking to the right. The pass is going to go to the inside forward, but we're going to watch the Deep Lying Playmaker. He's not going to get forward, he's going to be an outlet. Now that the playmaker is on the ball, there's not really any threatening passing options. Maybe the winger up top, but other than that, the defense is doing a good job marking our team. Which means the Deep Lying Playmaker is going to make a simple pass and keep waiting for that breakthrough. Once again, the inside forward is on the ball, and we're going to focus on two players, their defender here and my wingback. The wingback will naturally overlap with the inside forward, which is going to draw out the defender. The Deep Lying Playmaker, because they're a playmaker, will follow the ball. Now that he's on the ball, we finally create a space with our player movement. The wingback's forward run has occupied the defender, which has left a gap in their defensive backline. The inside forward wants to attack this space. This is the moment the Deep Lying Playmaker has been waiting for, patiently waiting for the perfect moment and then making a perfect pass for the assist. When looking at attributes for players, you want to keep in mind that this is a defensive role as well. As an example, this is Cedric Toussaint from our team at Pacific FC. When looking at the attributes needed for the Deep Lying Playmaker, his highest attribute is 12, and his lowest is 10. So while he doesn't have a standout attribute, he doesn't have a weakness either. This would be a balanced approach to the role. As another example, this is Joshua Kimmich at Bayern Munich. Obviously, he's an elite player, but I do want to point out his tackling and positioning. These are average to below average for a top-level Bundesliga club. So this would be a case where you're sacrificing the defensive side of the role to see benefits on the attacking end. Some good player traits would be comes deep to get ball, tries long-range passes, and dictates tempo. Some not so good ones would be gets forward whenever possible, gets into opposition area, and runs with ball often. As we wrap up the video and finish our player role series, I'd like to take this time to say thank you. If you've supported the channel in any way, whether it's spreading the word on Reddit, or joining the Patreon account, or even just watching this video, I would really like to say thank you. It means a lot, and I'm very thankful for all the support. Also, a special shout out to my dad, who's always been there and he's given a lot of support behind the scenes. He is a Tottenham fan, so be sure to say hi in the comments and give a come on you Spurs for him. Anyway, that is all for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed watching this player role series as much as I've enjoyed making them. Thank you for watching.